gotta find a sad situation. I gotta find out where she lay. Bad news for the nation. Bad blues, bad days, bad scales. I gotta find an occupation. I gotta find a recognized gender style. What bad news for the nation. Bad blues, bad days, bad scale. Oh yeah. What's up, baby? I've seen Elvis do this. I have no speakers.
That seemed to come together in a very spontaneous fashion. Is that the way most of the tracks come together, Scott, before you go into the studio to record them finally?
Most of them do, yeah. I just had that, like the little riff, like right, that kind of thing, like a little melody thing there. And Phil jumped in with the chords, right? Snowy jumped in with the harmony thing, and Darren was just floating along in the background there, you know, until he came up with the little lead thing.
So that could conceivably be on the next album, yeah?
Well, it's going to take some work, yeah, but that's sort of maybe like a working basis of a song, yeah.
Right. What's the working day like, say the first day that you go into a studio with presumably what are demos at this stage in Philip's studio in his house? Can you take us through the procedure on the first day, which is on Monday, when you're doing an album?
Well, in here, or 24
When you've finished what you've done here and then take that to the 24 track?
Well, first off, you have to get a drum sound. That takes a few hours of that, shifting the drums around the studio for a while. Then we'll take each instrument one by one and start to get a sound on that. And then it pretty much depends on the song. Sometimes three of us will get out there and we'll put a basic track down, or four of us will get out there. It depends on the song, really. Whichever is quickest and the easiest. Let's say if it's easiest with three people will jump out there and do it. Right? And as soon as we get the basic track, no matter how long it takes, as soon as we get the basic track down, then we start putting the overdubs on, like another guitar, or say more keyboards, or put some harmony lines on it, or Phil will get out there and put a guide vocal on, just so everybody knows where they are in the song.
Philip, you seem to come together there fairly quickly with words. Most of the time, do you write words before you go into the studio, or do they come together in the way?
I write lyrics most of the time, you know, wherever, whenever. But most of the time, you just get. I mean, what I was doing there was the simple TAON, you know, occupation.
Right.
You know, we won't get any worse than that, you know.
You know, all the time, like the guitar riff, you know, something like that. Usually we play like a three-part harmony, where it could always used to be a two-part harmony. Like Scott will play, I'll play, and Snowy will play. You know, the three-part one. Or something like that.
Well, the fact the band decided to add keyboards opens up a lot of new territory, isn't it, in the future?
Yeah, well, especially on the new stuff, because like in the older numbers, it is hard. I mean, that's why I try and go for guitar type of sounds, because it's hard to try and put strings in, say, like a Jailbreak or something, which just doesn't work, or organ even. So I do have to go for guitar sounds, and then keep those type of sounds well tucked behind, making it like a texture thing. But in the newer numbers, like the Renegade album, because the songs were written with me actually there, you know, then most of the numbers, well, not most of the numbers, but they are more quick keyboard orientated.
Right.
So that's why they come through like things like Angel of Death and things like that.
Do you work around the title, or does the title of the album come together in the studio?
I work by hook or by crook, you know, like, it can come, like many a good song, in the toilet, or, you know, in the bath, or, you know, like, or it could come on the bass, like, say for example, a song like Dancing in the Moonlight, that came on the bass, doom, 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 boom, doom, doom, you know, and a song like Sarah, and there was a song, you know, my thoughts was Sarah. I felt if the songs were supposed to reflect part of my life, then I had to write a song called Sarah, and so consequently I had the title before I had the song, and then I came up with the song. Or say a thing like The Boys Are Back in Town, I had the chord sequence, and I had about 2 verses for ages, and at one stage it was called G.I. Joe Is Back, you know, I mean, it was just anything, you know, like I remember hearing Sting had, you know, Walking on the Moon. Well, originally he wrote it in a hotel room, and it was Walking in the Room, you know, like, but I mean, the change of word, you know, made the song, and same with G.I. Joe, The Boys Are Back. It was, you know, it took me ages just to think of the boys, though. I was thinking of the kids, you know, the lads, you know. Somebody said that, the boys are here. And I went, that's it, the boys are back, you know. You know, so you wait, it's like that. You just wait for things to happen, really.